What's up, guys? It is Old School Matt here. I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be doing an overview of the book Stop Overthinking by Nick Trenton, an incredible book that was laid down on the table for me to read by a dear friend of mine by the name of Alex. Thank you for recommending this book, my friend, and I wanted to go over this book because I think it is a very common thing that is going on nowadays that's called overthinking. And now it's become a phenomena that has been associated with anxiety and other mental disorders, but you don't necessarily have to have these mental disorders or these mental conditions for you to overthink. So let's talk about why we overthink, what's the reason behind the different things that come into overthinking, and how this book addresses it. So I want to lay off the foundation that this book is an easy read. It took me less than a week to read. You could probably finish it in 2 to 3 sittings. It's only 180 some pages and the text is real big, so you can definitely finish it pretty quickly. But I want to talk about the different things that this book has to offer when it comes to dealing with stressful situations, but more importantly dealing with overthinking. And it takes a holistic approach to this phenomena, and it applies it to how we live our lives on a daily basis. And I think that it's an important book to read, especially if you struggle with this phenomena of overthinking, this mental battle between yourself. So let's dive deep into the book and do an overview of the different lessons the book talks about, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So the book's big topic is stress management and overthinking and how to approach it. Now, what I really liked about this book is that it gave concrete examples of how to get past specific barriers to your overthinking and to your anxiety. Now, I want to talk about one of the topics that they kind of go deep in on the book, but I'll overview it here, and it has to do with the 4 A's of stress management. And the 4 A's are avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. And now I think that this book gives a great understanding of how you can deal with stressful situations. You can apply one of these 4 A's, and it goes into deep detail about how you're able to do these for each specific type of scenario that you find yourself in. For example, the avoid part of the 4 A's is, can you avoid stressful situations? Can you avoid things that will make it more stressful in your life and put more anxiety, more overthinking, and make things harder for yourself? The second one is alter. Can you alter the situation you're in? Can you pivot and change your position and where you're at so that you don't have to deal with the stress that's coming in? Number 3 is accept. Now, this one is probably the hardest one for a lot of people out there that are dealing with stressful situations and are dealing with situations that make them overthink, or life events that allow them to be in an anxious state. And this is because sometimes we just have to accept our fate. And it goes deep into this topic, and it gives you examples on how you can do so, what scenarios might require you to just accept it, and so on and so forth. And then the last one is to adapt. And now I think that this one is a great A for the stress management portion of this book too, because it talks about how you can adapt to a situation, not necessarily pivot, not necessarily avoid, not necessarily accept, but you're able to actually put things into place that's going to allow you to be a better, stronger individual and get through stressful situations. And I think it's a great tool. The next part of this book that I really liked was when it talked about using your senses and using meditation or hypnosis to get yourself into a better state. Now, I think a lot of times we're go all day long, and I want to talk about another topic on a different video outside of the book club about going all day long and finding yourself to be able to be in the moment and kind of feel your body, feel your mind, flesh out some thoughts and negative thinking, and continue on with where you're going and what the path you're set forth on to be a better individual. So I think that this book goes really well into detail about the different stress management / overthinking tactics to solve this problem, and it talks about a slew of different types of techniques. And one of the techniques they have is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, where you use your 5 senses and you do 5 things with 1 sense, 4 things with another sense, 3 things with 1 sense, 2 things with the second sense, and then 1 thing with your first sense. You want to see 5 things in the room, and you adapt to what those 5 things are. You recognize them. Then you touch 4 things in the room. You feel it. You get the sensory of the feeling sense. Then it's you hear 3 things. So you hear 3 things, what's going on. and you're able to separate the senses out of what you're hearing. Then you smell two things, you're able to have two distinct smells, and then the last one is you taste something, so you're able to taste it. And it kind of detracts your mind when you get into that overthinking mentality and you get into that perpetual cycle of think, okay, what am I gonna do about this situation, blah, blah, blah. And it gets you a nap with your body, because your body and your mind work together. So if your body's relaxed, your mind is also relaxed. It goes into autogenic training. It talks about relaxing your muscles in your body for a long period of time, or even a short period of time, and using the tactics in the book. And it gets real detail about these specific ways to relax the body, meditate through breathing, and it talks about deterring those overthinking thoughts. And I think that's one of the best things that this book talks about, is whether that's physical deterrence, mental deterrence, or overall spiritual deterrence. It allows you to be able to realize what your body is capable of doing when it comes to thinking about and overthinking about situations or being in that anxious state. And I think that over time you're able to develop these skills, and even if it's once a day or once a week, once a month, whatever that might be, as you build the skills over time, you're going to be able to be self-aware and not have those crazy racing thoughts throughout the day. And it's a really good book, because the last chapter, or the second to last chapter, talks about deterring your current thoughts and thinking of different ways to pivot what a situation might have as an outcome. For example, if you think that something might be bad, or you think of, there's no gray area, there's just black and white, the book talks about a method, and I won't really go into it too deeply because you definitely should read it, and I definitely need to try it myself. But basically what you do is you outline a situation, and you outline how you respond to it, how it made you feel, and what you can do to deter it based off of different perspectives. So kind of shifting the mind, taking your mind out of what you currently think and think about it from a different perspective. Think about it with multiple scenarios. So let's say there's a bad situation, you think about X, but you're also going to think about Y and Z of how you can respond to the situation and what things can come out of it looking from this perspective, and it might help you get rid of the anxiousness, get rid of the overthinking, and make you a better individual, make you more stress-free. I think the most important topic that this book covers is really just changing the mind, the body, and the spirit, and being in that mindset of being in control. So you're driving the car, it's not the person next to you, it's you. You drive the mind, you drive the body, you drive the spirit. You are capable of doing these things, and this is what the book perpetuates, and it gives you tactics on how to get off the road of overthinking, get back onto the road of a stress mitigated life. Not stress-free, because stress-free is not good, but not overstressed, not overthinking. I like this book a lot. I'm going to start doing ratings on these books, because why not? I'll give this book a 8 out of 10 because I think it's a quick read. I think anyone who's really dedicated towards reading can even finish it in a couple sittings, and I think it gives a lot of good information on a high level, but also gets into the weeds a little bit about specific tactics that can help you from your overthinking. Thank you guys for watching this part of the book club with Old School Matt. I appreciate you guys' support, and continue to always watch my stuff and follow me on Instagram and YouTube and all the above, and for checking out my business. Thank you guys. I'm trying to get used to the lifestyle that I'm trying to live. I got a camera again, so I'm happy about that, and I appreciate you guys for always supporting my channel and the other channels that I run. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you guys on the next book club with Old School Matt. Peace.